If you flip a fair coin 5 times, what is the probability that you will get exactly 2 tails? Well, we can see right away this is a probability problem, so our final answer can be written as the number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of outcomes. Let's first set to work to find the number of favorable outcomes. In problems like this, remember we can often simplify or visualize the problem by imagining 5-letter words, and 5-letter words using only the letters H and T, where H represents a head in one flip of a coin, and T represents a tail. So some examples would be H, T, H, T, H, and so on. Now we could write out all the possible combinations that contain 2 T's and count those up in order to begin to find our number of favorable outcomes, but we should be able to be more efficient than that. So first let's consider if we have a bag full of 5 letters, 3 H's, and 2 T's, and we assume for a moment that those H's and T's are distinct. So I guess in that way order would matter. Although we should recognize this is a combinations problem and order doesn't matter, but in the process of solving, let's begin assuming that order does matter. So from this bag, we draw one of the 5 letters, and as I said, there are 5 letters, and so we could possibly choose one of 5 possible outcomes. And then for the second letter, well, we've removed 1, so there are 4 letters left in the bag, and then 3, then of course 2, and 1. So this is the same as 5 factorial, or 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and that is 120. What we must consider, though, is that this value 120 is double counting the number of ways that 2 heads and 3 tails could be ordered. And remember, order doesn't matter. So we need to make sure we don't double count those iterations, and so we have to divide 120 by those. So that will be 120 divided by the total number of ways that we can arrange 2 items, and the total number of ways we can arrange 3 items. And so this becomes 120 divided by 2 factorial is just 2. 3 factorial would be 3 times 2 times 1, so 6. And this equals 120 divided by 12, or 10. 10 is only the number of favorable outcomes, but remember we're asked to find probability. So in addition to the number of favorable outcomes, we need to find the total number of outcomes, even those that we would consider unfavorable in this example. So consider the first flip of a coin. Well, there are 2 possible outcomes, a head or a tail, and we're neglecting for a moment this bag that we had earlier of 5 letters, H's and T's, 3 H's, 2 T's, and now we're just considering a general coin flip. 2 options, a head or a tail on the first flip, a head or tail on the second, and so on. And that of course equals 2 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th power, and that is 32. So continuing, we'll write our probability as the number of favorable outcomes, 10, divided by the total possible outcomes, 32, and then of course reduce our fraction to 5/16.